This is Europe. The hidden quest is relatively easy. Follow these first 3 moves of your opponent. Pretty easy. Now, we travel to Europe to visit our friend Hanny, who has moved there after helping us in Africa a few years ago. He offers a tour of his home, where he continues to collect valuable artifacts. His possession is that of a knight's armor from the Middle Ages. Seeing that knight armor reminds me of what it feels like to spar and go head-to-head against someone in competition. For each move, a knight must have an equally offsetting counter move. That can also apply to duel boards at times. I think of the many times I played against others with my duel board, and gladly accept Emma and Hanny's invitations to duel against each other. Now, Unharm, are you still there? I'm just wondering. I just wonder if he's there, actually. I like to show Unharm something actually funny. If he remembers this from the game of Chameleon a few weeks ago. We arrive in Helsinki, Finland, as preparations for the upcoming 1952 Summer Olympics are underway. As we enter the Helsinki Olympic Stadium, the guide shows us to the tower from which you can see the entire city. Natalie used to ride horses, asks if she can compete in the Olympics someday. I tell her of course she can, although I feel tremendous guilt because we still haven't found a cure to remedy Lucy's blindness, and I would hate to give her a false hope. We're against Hanny. We have to do the first 3 moves, okay? Okay, I thought I'd just get that over and done with. The European music, it just gets more and more intense. They're all of Europe. In Europe here, you happen to defeat the other 2 by beating them on the board. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do this, right? Actually, that might be easier. Helsinki's board, if I remember, was a nightmare to finish. Right, I need to go. Right, that's right. I've done that now. He's still got one square and I've still got like 3. Not gonna be easy. But I've already done the right, I've got that. Right. This one's purely I need focus. Got it. That was quite fierce, not gonna lie. Whew. Now this is red card. This is in the UK. Emma and I bring Natalie to Redcar's beachside promenade for some fresh air. Sassy plays with the sand. And think of how she resembles Emma, both having olive skin, dark hair, and freckles on their noses. Mrs. Venture Spirit doesn't seem to hint at her curiosity, but ever since she had been blinded by sports, Natalie's eyes have lost their usual sparkle. Instead reveal a dull sheen, turning her once warm dewy eyes to a bleak ruby colour. These levels require pure concentration due to the fact that it is against the computer, so... I'm still trying to figure out how to get this one, so... I don't think that was a great move, personally, but whatever. Thankfully I can see each jewel this time. I really need to try and get... Perfect. Right. Yeah, you have to defeat the board before your opponent. That's all it is. This actually gives a good gateway into learning how the tournament mode of this game works. Bergen, Norway. At Vagen Bay in Bergen, Norway, we visit an open-air fish market. Slay is fascinated by the smell of fresh crab and shellfish. Bender insists that I should buy a fish for Natalie and adds that I won't regret it. To this, I buy a small fish for Natalie and let her carry it in a bag. As we walk away, the fisherman races towards us, heavily breathing and shouts to everyone, and the flash flood is coming this way. I should have. I was meant to do a different move there, actually. No matter. I'll just carry on that. I'll just carry on going as it is. I'll see how many places I can actually finish before the end of this stream. I actually wonder. Hmm. Hmm. In fact, MS still had 2 squares left on the board. That was a bit close, actually, for comfort. That was actually a good one. This is where I was working on. So we got Hamburg, we got the Orkney Islands, Vidar Oberstein, Monte Bianco, and Selimier. I believe that's how it's pronounced. We meet the legendary gemologist Seda in Semilye, Turkey. She says that she recently received a phone call from a man with a raspy voice who claimed he had possession of a jewel no one has ever seen before, which can be found in a remote mine 7 miles away. He says this jewel awaits and holds the key to Natalie's cure. He wonders that this might be a trap, but we must go to the mines to find out. Oh, we're against Emma. Now, I'd like to point out the characters. Emma is Rupert's wife. Natalie is the daughter, and Hanny is a friend of Rupert's. Duel Quest 2. This is number 3 we're playing, so. I'll say I played a lot of Duel Quest 2 as well, so why are they fighting each other? It's not a fight, this is just more of a friendly competition on the duel boards, that's all it is. There is going to be a thing on the Gold Quest, which is going to be intriguing considering the opponent. I won't spoil it for those who've not played this. I've played the Gold of Europe before, so basically the aim of the game is just to fill in the squares before the other for your opponent. When you start the rating system in the tournament set, you're given the immediate rating of 1,500. I played tournaments a while ago. I did get up there, get up quite high actually, which was nice. Patrick came by earlier and said this is Candy Crush but older, which is technically true. It is actually. I mean, Patrick's not wrong. I mean, he is correct. This is basically more of a predecessor to all the matching games you see nowadays. Because this series has been on for a while. Like, I've lost track. It's been at least 2 decades, roughly. So, oh, there's a... Is that a... Do I see a shiny Noivern in the chat? Oh, that was a good move. Ooh, close. Right. I'm still ahead so far, actually. Knew they were all rip-offs. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like all of them are rip-offs because some of them might have different like details, like they were themed on something. Like Candy Crush is based on literal sweets that would be matching. Anyway, that one looks like a castle, to be honest with you. So this one, like back years ago, this would have been on a CD-ROM that you'd put into a computer, and you would be playing the game from that. The Orkney Islands in Scotland. We arrived at the second sun, the Hoy Lighthouse on Grahamsay Island. As I climbed stairs inside the tower, a wind whips fiercely outside. All of a sudden, the lighthouse takes off an eerie, suffocating atmosphere. When I reach the top landing, I realize that no one is there and stare out towards the horizon. I notice a shimmering object in the sky. I take a close look with my binoculars and see a red biplane heading towards the lighthouse. Back in my day, yeah, that is true. Oh, we're with Emma again. There's one of those. So you'll see Hanny. He appears to be a bit like a pirate character. He appears in Duel Quest 2. He has his own like story arc as well. I'll be playing number 2 at some point as well, so. I find the music for Europe quite good actually. That yo ho ho. What is it, Brad? Oh yeah, pirate. Yeah. I see what you mean. I just realized what you meant there. That's silly me. Yeah, pretty much. My brain just forgot. My bad. As you can tell, the music's quite intense in Europe, in my opinion. I like it. Iceland's music's good as well. I mentioned it earlier, but my favorite is China. That one's actually a good one. Right, there's a top of the pyramid as well. Excuse me, I did not want to do that move. Shoot, if it just remained there, I could have had it. Oh, there it is. That was close. So thankfully, I've cleared all the hidden quests up until now, except for Australia. Right, now we're in Hamburg. In Hamburg, we meet Floretta, whose father had given her an emerald tile, shortly before his death. We soon find a map hidden in her father's desk, which illustrates where to find the fabled Amber Room. A room made entirely of amber that was stolen from Russia and hidden by the Nazis during World War II. The amber type Floretta received from her father must have been a way of proving to her that he knew where the Amber Room has been hidden. So yeah, this story, year-wise, is in 1952, by the way. Because in Helsinki, you'll see there are things related to the the Summer Olympics that were in Helsinki as well. Now, Hanny's rating is 200 more than Emma, as you've realised, so... Yeah, I thought I'd read all these out as well, so... I'm more of a person who works in the bottom, works my way up. That's how I do it, so... Yeah, unfortunately I will be concentrating just a little bit, so don't mind me just, like, focusing on this, okay? Okay, I nearly have all of that now. Hmm. Shoot that, yes, 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 there. Okay, that's good. Now I can work back up here now. It's fine, it's speed-based, not turn-based. Yeah, I'll say the turn-based one was South America. And I just realised where the last one was. Thankfully. Yeah, I'll say there is a turn-based one that is South America. So... You're basically trying to do it against the board, so... No, it are Orbestein. We are Sesha Georg, another purported victim of the spores who resides in Ida Oberstein, Germany. We find Georg. He tells us, unlike the other victim stories, a mysterious man with a raspy voice who approached him also confessed that he's hoping to find a cure for Natalie and the other victims. Is this be true, or is this mysterious man with a raspy voice trying to mislead us? Now the thing is, Natalie has been blinded by spores. That's unfortunately left her eyes as colourful as red ruby jewels. Which is unfortunate, because we need to find a cure for her, but there are other victims who've been affected as well. In fact, sweet, that's perfect. In fact, let me show you something you can do here. Ta-da! So I gotta go back to look. Can I have a good stream? Okay, Brad, take care. Are you wondering? Brad's actually is doing a lot of work earlier, bless him. I admire his diligence to do things. We've nearly got it. Hmm. Okay, I managed to get... Yes. There you go. You still got one more place to go, and that is Monte Blanco. In a nearby town of Chamonix, we find a translucent moonstone, which Natty loves because of its smooth surface. Along with the moonstone is a note instructing us to reach the summit of the Alps. We ride the cable car that ascends up the steep mountainside. As the cable car operator a question, when he turns around, he reveals his mask-covered face, and with a raspy voice says, "Don't move, or I'll deplete the car of oxygen." Uh-oh. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm actually surprised you didn't see that move, okay? So we've got one more left. There you go. And now is the gold equivalent of the coin we found for Australia. This one's for Africa.